Hello, friends, and welcome to The Architecture Enthusiast. Charlotte Perriand's architectural vision was a radical and lifelong pursuit of harmony between humans, their environment, and the objects that define their daily lives. Her work transcended the traditional boundaries of architecture, extending from the grand scale of urban planning to the intimate detail of a chair, all driven by a singular philosophy: to create a better, more equitable way of living. She was not just a designer of spaces, but a shaper of lifestyles, believing that well-designed surroundings could fundamentally improve human well-being and social interaction. If one were to ask Charlotte Perriand, what is architecture? Her answer would be refreshingly pragmatic and deeply humanistic. She would state that architecture is the organization of life, a direct response to human needs and aspirations that seeks to create spaces for a healthier, more fulfilling existence. She would vehemently reject the idea of architecture as a purely aesthetic or monumental art form, arguing that its true value lay in its service to humanity. For Perriand, a building was successful only if it functioned with ease, promoted connection with nature, and provided its occupants with both physical comfort and psychological well-being. She saw the architect's role as a collaborator and an observer, one who listens to the rhythms of daily life and uses design to facilitate them. In essence, for Perriand, architecture was the art of creating a human-centered environment, a seamless fusion of interior and exterior, where every detail, from a wall to a teacup, contributes to a holistic and harmonious experience. She believed that the building should be a flexible, adaptable container for life, not a rigid, static monument. Perriand's designs are fundamentally characterized by their emphasis on flexibility, functionality, and a close connection to nature. She was a pioneer in developing adaptable furniture systems and modular living spaces that could be reconfigured to suit different needs, anticipating the fluidity of modern life. Her interiors were designed with a sense of freedom and movement, breaking down the rigid, formal divisions of traditional rooms. She believed that spaces should be open and multi-purpose, allowing for spontaneous social gatherings and a more relaxed way of living. This focus on adaptability was a direct challenge to the static, compartmentalized architecture of the past. Her use of materials was revolutionary for her time. She embraced humble, industrial materials like tubular steel and aluminum for their functional properties and clean lines, but also celebrated the natural beauty of wood and raw stone. Perriand had an uncanny ability to combine these disparate materials into compositions that felt both technologically advanced and deeply organic. She used warm, tactile woods to soften the coldness of metal and concrete, creating a visual and sensory harmony. Her love for natural materials was inseparable from her desire to bring the outside in, connecting interiors to their surroundings through large windows, terraces, and the use of natural textures. A key principle of her work was the synthesis of different scales. Perriand's approach was holistic. She saw no fundamental difference between designing a chair, an apartment, or an entire mountain resort. Each scale was an opportunity to apply the same core principles of functionality, humanism, and connection to the environment. A well-designed chair, in her view, had the same architectural integrity as a well-designed house, as both were intended to improve the lives of their users. This seamless transition from object to space was a central tenet of her practice. Her design process was highly collaborative and immersive. She traveled extensively, absorbing influences from Japan, the Alps, and other cultures, which deeply informed her understanding of simplicity, natural materials, and the efficient use of space. She saw design as a social endeavor, often working in teams and engaging with the realities of construction, not just abstract theory. This hands-on approach ensured that her designs were not only beautiful, but also practical, durable, and suited to the way people actually lived. Charlotte Perriand's influence on today's architects and designers. Charlotte Perriand's legacy is woven into the fabric of contemporary architecture and design, often in ways that are so fundamental they are taken for granted. Her principles, once considered radical, have become foundational tenets for modern practice. Her emphasis on human-centered design and flexibility is perhaps her most enduring contribution. Today, architects and interior designers routinely prioritize the user experience, creating adaptable, multi-purpose spaces that can evolve with a client's changing needs. The proliferation of modular furniture, open-plan living, and flexible work environments all owe a conceptual debt to Perriand's pioneering vision. She proved that architecture should serve life, not the other way around. Her holistic approach to design across multiple scales, from furniture to buildings, continues to be a powerful model. Contemporary firms increasingly operate across disciplines, designing everything from products and graphics to buildings and urban master plans. This integrated approach, which seeks a coherent design language across all scales, is a direct inheritance from Perriand's belief that a continuous thread of humanistic design should run through all aspects of the built environment. Perriand's innovative use of materials and her blend of industrial and natural textures has also had a lasting impact. The now common practice of combining sleek, man-made materials with warm, natural ones is a direct lineage from her work. Her appreciation for the raw beauty of wood, stone, and woven materials provided a crucial humanistic counterpoint to the machine-age aesthetic, influencing architects to create spaces that feel both technologically advanced and grounded in nature. This principle of truth to materials is now a bedrock of sustainable and biophilic design. Her passion for connecting interiors to the natural world has become more relevant than ever. In an era of increasing environmental awareness and a desire for well-being, the principles of biophilic design, bringing light, air, and natural forms into a building, are paramount. Perriand's use of large windows, terraces, and the seamless flow from inside to outside was prescient, laying the groundwork for a more sustainable and psychologically nourishing form of architecture. Finally, Perriand's legacy as a pioneer for women in a male-dominated field is an inspiration. She showed that a woman's perspective on the home, on daily rituals, and on social life was not a niche concern but was central to the very purpose of architecture. Her focus on user-centric, empathetic design continues to inspire a more inclusive and socially conscious approach to the profession. Her work is a testament to the power of observation, collaboration, and a deep-seated belief that good design can genuinely improve people's lives. She was not just a designer, she was a humanitarian who used her craft to forge a more livable and harmonious world.